Our first inductee tonight is the first guy I ran into among the inductees this year. And he successfully touched the lives of country listeners, both on a local, national, international level for that matter. If you would join me as we take a look at the career of Rowdy Yates, followed by his official induction from former colleague and friends, Debbie Brazier.
Rowdy Yates, 100.3 KILT.
Rowdy Yates will mark 40 years working in radio in 2025, highlighted with tonight's induction into the Country Radio Hall of Fame. This is the crown jewel in a long and successful broadcast career that has included prominent roles in programming, on-air, national syndication, and ambassadorship for country music and country radio. Rowdy's early days handling weekends in Denton, Texas in the mid-'80s soon escalated into dual programming on-air roles in College Station, Oklahoma City, and eventually legendary call letters including KIKK and KILT Houston and KVOO Tulsa. In 2004, Rowdy branched out into nationally syndicated radio, hosting Country Gold, the most listened to country request show in America. Host of the Rowdy Ride Home, the first nationally syndicated PM Drive program in the history of country radio. Rowdy has been honored as Personality of the Year by the Academy of Country Music and the CRS Country Aircheck Awards. He is also a member of the Texas Radio Hall of Fame.
I'm Debbie Brazier, former program director of KILT FM in Houston, Texas. I had the pleasure of hiring and working with Rowdy. Rowdy, along with veteran news anchor Jim Carolla and traffic reporter Andy Waldrop, entertained Houston commuters with the Rowdy Ride Home for 17 successful years at KILT FM. Rowdy is a second-generation radio personality following in the footsteps of his late father, Joe Halstead. Joe was known as the Dean of Texas Radio News, and Rowdy frequently repurposed his dad's hairbrush into a makeshift microphone, much to the angst of siblings Joey, Holly, and Tiffany when they had to find the hairbrush so Dad could get to work at 3 a.m. At 15, he secured his first radio job at KDNT, running church tapes in a 30-minute segment of the big country hits of the day. The first song he ever played, George Strait's The Fireman. Rowdy is a humanitarian with a heart of gold and a voice and personality as big as Texas, who shows us that hard work, a positive attitude, and a belief in the power of collaboration can lead to tremendous success. The Country Radio Hall of Fame recognizes individuals who have made a significant and lasting contribution to the industry. He is most deserving of the recognition, given his incredible work ethic, passion, and loyalty. Rowdy not only has his eye on the prize of a successful on-air show and radio station, but a passion for his community of listeners. An example of this was when we received the news of the tragic bonfire collapse at Texas A&M University in 1999. Rowdy immediately got to work with the KILT team to set up a citywide blood drive. Within 24 hours, there were 4 dedicated locations set up around the Houston area. Rowdy listens, which makes him relatable to his audience and a great interviewer of musical artists, as shown by the numerous interviews he conducted behind the scenes at the CMA and ACM Awards show. He is a positive and creative co-worker, as well as a loving and supportive husband to his wife, Kim. Rowdy and Kim are partners supporting each other in all their endeavors and challenges. I am grateful for the great years of working together and proud to call Rowdy my friend for over 28 years. Please join me in welcoming the newest member of the Country Radio Hall of Fame, Rowdy Yates.
The first radio station I worked for full-time, we gave away dirt as a prize. We had a client, they couldn't pay their bills, so like so many small market radio stations did, we just took it in trade. And 6 loads of sandy loam soil were dumped behind the transmitter building, and we tried to give it away. That was back in 1987, and I think 5.5 truckloads of it are probably still sitting there today. Like a lot of you know, I grew up in the biz. I was really drawn to the sparkle and the glitz of radio promotion, especially. I was really excited when they gave me the opportunity to come up with a campaign to promote the fact that we were going to begin broadcasting 24 whole hours every day. So we traded out a 24-inch TV, and I convinced the owner to give us a cash prize of 24 $10 bills. And the treasure hunt promotion that I so proudly came up with caused $24,000 in damage to the nearby city park in Bridgeport, Texas. Now, my dad told me, he says, look, Joshua, he says, don't worry about this. You're going to get past this. Your skill's going to improve. You're going to move on from there. You're going to work at better stations. You're going to work in bigger markets, better equipment, stronger management, better guidance, better owners, better leadership, more talented personalities, and a far better professional environment. And you know what? My dad was right. Right up until the time I got to Tulsa. And if you know me well, you know that I still suffer from PTSD, post-Tulsa stress disorder. The fondest memories of mine had to be my days in Houston, doing the afternoon show on Kilt, walking into an established leading radio property. That was just awesome for me. I loved how Debbie, my boss, she challenged me, and she challenged herself to make the best even better, and damn it, did we do that. But not long after my arrival, there was a fundamental shift, because the audience in the afternoons became the dominant day part. And that did not sit well with our morning show. In fact, I noticed something after we really took off. And that was concert tickets and little small giveaways that were scheduled for my show would mysteriously disappear. Well, after a quick bit of investigation, I found out that they were being borrowed by the morning guys. And Debbie says, look, Rowdy, as the morning goes, so does the rest of the day. So if they need to borrow something to jumpstart their show, that's just the way it's going to be. Well, that didn't sit well with me. So one afternoon, I accidentally gave away the $5,000 money song that was earmarked for their show the next morning. Hudson and Harrigan never poached any of my prizes again. I want to recognize a handful of people. My family is here, my friends, my Compass Media family is here, my Sweet Radio family is here, so many business associates, and you guys, so many I've known for a long time, and there are 3 of you here that actually like me. And I got to tell you, I'm so excited to be a regular attendee of this event every year moving forward, because this type of work has got to be celebrated from here on out. And with my involvement with the Texas Radio Hall of Fame, I know something about this. But I really do feel tonight that I'm just kind of warm in the chair for those that I have admired over the years, programmers like Eddie Haskell and Kerry Wolf and John Crenshaw, personalities like Tim Leary, Chuck and Debbie, and even this young kid in Houston, Gerardo Sporret. Man, that guy has got his day coming if I got anything to do with it. But I am truly honored. I am genuinely humbled. And I thank you all for being here tonight. Not just for myself, but for all of us and for the country music industry. Thanks.
The newest member of the Country Radio Hall of Fame, Rowdy Yates.